Would you like to know what's going to happen in Minneapolis, Minnesota? We got Jacob Frey, we got Governor Tim Walz, we got Donald J. Trump, Tom Homan. Okay, we got a lot going on here. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen next. And as you can see, we've got bookmarked Reframe Your Brain by Scott Adams, the #1 best-selling book overall on all of Amazon this past week. So, from chapter 6, Reality Reframes, Scott had this to say. Usual frame. People are rational 90% of the time. Reframe. People are rational 10% of the time, if that. Another reframe that Scott has shared over the years is called 2 movies, 1 screen, and it goes like this. Usual frame. One of us is right and one is wrong. Reframe. We are watching 2 movies on 1 screen. Scott added, for most of my life, I believe that if I disagree with someone on a social or political issue, one of us had to be wrong. Perhaps we could both be wrong, but since our opinions differed, only one of us could be right, at least under normal conditions. That filter on life was maddening. I would try to win every disagreement using my so-called rational mind to find out where we differed in facts, logic, or bias. I reasoned that if I could identify the root cause of the disagreement, I could easily find common ground that almost never worked. Okay, so given that right now we have 2 movies on 1 screen, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen next. I'm going to keep this real short. So, I have, with liberals that I know, I have tested a very simple question. I want you to ask this question, see what happens. So when you have an NPR American, someone who believes the news on the left is real, or a Facebook American, the person who believes the obviously AI-generated fake news that's on social media, specifically Facebook, is also real, I want you to ask him this. Very simply ask them, do you know why ICE is in Minneapolis? Ask them that question. They will probably rant and rave, and then you will ask again, I hear you, but do you know why they're actually in Minneapolis? So then you explain the sanctuary state, sanctuary city concept very calmly, casually, plainly, neutrally. They're there because the state is releasing, the police are releasing illegal immigrants who are committing a civil offense, a criminal offense, or both by their illegal status. And so federal law enforcement has to show up and track them down. Basically, they're federal fugitives. So make sure you use that word. They're fugitives. And in a fugitive situation, the law enforcement has to do what law enforcement has to do. And it's up to Immigration Customs Enforcement, as well as the U.S. Border Patrol, to go and show up and look for these people. And they're being hidden. That's aiding and abetting crime in one way or another. What's going to happen is the facts of the situation are normal, but their hysteria is going to be up here. So their movie is so far apart. The hysteria is up here. You're down here. You're grounded. You're normal. Okay. I'm doing a book with Cliff Maloney. He's the CEO of Citizens Alliance. He was handpicked by the late, great Charlie Kirk to lead the PA chase to win Pennsylvania for Donald J. Trump, which was, of course, successful. Cliff Maloney has a line that we're going to make sure appears in the book. I'm not sure who originated it, but Cliff has a great spin on it. And it goes like this. Nothing changes in politics until both sides can say they won. I'll say it again. The usual frame is someone has to win, someone has to lose. Politics is a zero-sum game. Reframe, Scott Adams style. Nothing changes in politics until both sides can say they won. That's the 2 movies on 1 screen. Both sides have to watch a movie where they won. And that is my prediction. This negotiation that we're now seeing, Tom Homan and Donald J. Trump against Jacob Frey and Walz, the outcome is going to be both sides can say that they won. That's what's going to happen. Both sides get to say that they won. And that's what we learned from Scott Adams and Cliff Maloney. I'll do more videos like this where I teach a little bit of persuasion every day or almost every day. My YouTube show is called Daily Persuasion after all, so I got to get you what I promise, right? Scott Adams forever.